President of the Rehoboth Beach Writers Guild, Frank Minnie.
Thank you, Mary Beth. 3 short poems. I'm going to start with the heavy one. It's called Pray. 3 days running, a great blues still stepped across my neighbor's lawn to mine. Today, I freeze at the lip of my coffee mug, follow his cautious steps to an adjoining boat slip until he perches a favorite spot. Black eyes atop a yellow big focus, his blue-gray neck coils until the strike. I knew what was coming. The minnow not. Patiently, he waits for the wiggle to stop. With a contorted twist of his head, the meal vanished. An almost reverent pose preceded the great blue heron's exit flight. They devoured Wall Street, wiped out grandchildren's college funds, digested IRA's muddy real estate's solid bottom, ripped the entrails of a banking industry, begged and received a bailout, and twice rewarded their greed with lewd bonuses. Some failed the test of dignity inherent in other food chains. And now I like them. Sitting in the same seat, I wrote this one. Canal Motions, it's called. 2 weeks of wind, first from the northeast, then from anywhere, kept the canal an aggravated swash. On a high tide with the southwest blow, water tests bulkheads, drowns piers, shrinks my significance. On a still morn, with canal motion limited to the sun's ray on an almost smooth reflecting pool of still, I'm a little more important, at ease. And the last poem was called Beach Traditions, but I changed the title to A Test of Time. I braved the initial chill of ocean froth, dive into the first waist-high wave, less gracefully than in younger days, to absorb the shock, savor the refreshing cool. I let wave after wave pass that would have been written years ago, instead bobbed with each swell, like flotsam after a storm, to watch surfers ride foam boards, duck untimely waves, catch the next thrill on curl and wash. Once, I floated in watery rhythms atop a green and yellow canvas too, swam proud as my 3 learned the joy of a perfect rush on the crest right to shore. I know they'll teach their own under wizened eyes, but now let's take a chance on this smaller wave. Wish myself a safe delivery to chair, book, sun-warmed towel, and the anticipation of beach traditions. It's a test of time.
Now the Vice President of the Rehoboth Beach Writers Guild, Sarah Barnett.
Lots of breathers.
You were good at tests. Could solve quadratic equations. Name 3 musketeers. Retrieve all of Hamlet's soliloquies from your memory banks, along with the capitals of every state. You heard the word test and your heart beat faster. You could beat it this test, any test. You memorized the eye chart. Didn't get eyeglasses at Chookies, the school hangout. You wore those sodas proudly on your hips. Where did you get the idea that knowing the reasons for the Wars of the Roses would help you figure out how to be best friends with both Maxine and Irene, who hated each other? Would you ever learn that tests measure only the ability to be tested? Not for a while. You had to get through college, grad school, law school, the bar exam. Into your 40s, you were memorizing information, your brain expanding like a balloon that would inevitably burst, releasing all that useless knowledge in a storm of loose-leaf paper. What does one do with accumulated facts, dates, principles, theories? Go on Jeopardy? Play professional trivia? It doesn't matter. It's all disappearing now. Recently, you read a mathematics paper you wrote in college. You didn't understand a single word. No, you understood the words one at a time, but arranged in sentences and paragraphs. They had no more meaning than the diagram of how to connect your DVD to your TV. What did all those A's and gold stars buy? Are you holding front row tickets to the hit show that closed last week? Did you obsess over irregular verbs for the Spanish test, only to find a chemistry exam in the blue book in front of you? Did you get an A in biology, but forget to have a life?
And now for a musical interlude and show.
Oh, right.
This is a song about farm boys. Someday. I do. So when I heard it was about tests, I don't have any songs about tests, but I haven't written that many lately, but I dug up an old song I hadn't played in forever, and I practiced it, and I practiced it, and I practiced it, and then I decided I didn't want to do it. So, but I found another song that I never do anymore, and I quit doing it when Kevin Short started singing it. He is Kevin Short. I don't know if any of you heard him, but I understand it. Anyway, it's a song I wrote about 3 or 4 or 5 years ago, and it's called The Song I Wish I Wrote. Well, I wrote about you, baby, in a couple of sad songs, and I've replayed moments and things I did wrong, and I've written all the heartaches as they come along. I just retell our story with every new song. But the song that I wish I wrote is one where you stay, and I'm not hanging on. Mistakes that I've made, and maybe there'd still be time and something to save in the song that I wish I wrote, the one where you stay. They say that true love ain't easy to find, but it's worth all your pennies and all of your dimes, and it's something you cherish, and when you're lucky you hold Well, I've written lots of those songs, but still I let go. The song that I wish I wrote is one where you stayed, and I'm not just hanging on these mistakes that I've made, and maybe there'd still be time. There's something to save in the song that I wish I wrote, the one where you stay. So I'm writing one more song, and I hope that you hear. It's taken such a long time for things to be clear, but I believe in second chances, and you gave me my share. But I think I finally heard what I never could hear. And the song that I wish I wrote is one where you stay, and I'm not just hanging on mistakes that I've made, and maybe there'd still be time. There's something to save in the song that I wish I wrote, the one where you stay. The song that I wish I wrote is one where you stay.
I wish I wrote that song.